am going to make this Trim Healthy Mama recipe for you. It's called Peanut Gems, and if I followed the directions exactly, like the ingredients, it would be a fuel pull, which means it's low fat and low carb. But I have to change mine up a little bit, so it adds just a little bit of carbs to it. So I always consider mine an E. Also, they're supposed to come out like these little sandwich cookies that you can put filling in, but my dough is always so runny that I just make it into brownies. So I'm going to be making peanut butter chocolate brownies. Trim Healthy Mama inspired, but Cheryl style. So these are the ingredients that I use in my version of these peanut butter brownies. You need liquid egg whites. So I just get this from Aldi. You need baking powder, aluminum free, coconut oil, butter extract, oat fiber, chocolate TB Fit, and this is why it has to be an E and not a fuel pull, because this does have sugar in it. And then my stevia blend. So I have my oven preheating at 350 degrees, and then this is my brownie pan, and I'm just going to spray it with some of this canola oil cooking spray just to get it ready. Get it all prepped and ready. And then we just set this aside. I will have my version of this recipe in the description box below, but if you want to do it the way that the Trim Healthy Mama recipe says, then you're going to need to get this Trim Healthy Mama cookbook, and it's on page 319. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to need 2 cups of the peanut butter flour. Now I did find on Vitacost.com they do have chocolate peanut butter powder that's sweetened with stevia, and so when I do my next order, I'm going to order some, and then I can make these brownies, and they will truly be a fuel pull, not an E. To this you're going to need 3 teaspoons of baking powder, two teaspoons of the oat fiber. The recipe calls for psyllium flakes, but because of my IBS, I cannot eat psyllium, so I go with the oat fiber instead because it is a soluble fiber, whereas the psyllium is an insoluble fiber. 6 tablespoons of the stevia blend, another ingredient I forgot to mention is some mineral salt. They say to do it by the pinches, but like it would take like 6 pinches, which is kind of weird. So I'm just going to go with like half a teaspoon of salt. And that's all of the dry ingredients. Give those a big mix with the whisk. Then you add 1 cup of the egg whites. I could use my farm eggs, if I had a recipe to use the yolks with, but I don't, so I like to just keep this on hand. I'd rather do that than waste the egg yolks. And then you need to add 3/4 of a cup of water. I'm just going to add, I'm not going to add all of this at once because you never know. I'll add the rest if I need to. Then you need 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. The recipe calls for butter or the ghee, which is the clarified butter, but I'm going to use coconut oil. And there's 2 tablespoons for this whole entire pan is not enough to put it into the S category. And then we need 1 teaspoon of the butter extract. And then you just blend this all together. So I ended up using about 1/2 cup of water instead of 3/4 of a cup, and that's the consistency you want it to be. Now, just by looking at this, I think I want to boost up this chocolate, the chocolate in this a little bit. So I'm going to add a tablespoon of cocoa powder to this. That is purely your own decision. If you want to add a little bit more chocolate, you can. If you don't, obviously do not have to. But I like my brownies to be really chocolatey. There we go. That's more the right color for brownies, in my opinion. So then you just pour it into the pan. And to just gild the lily a little bit more, I'm going to take a handful of dark chocolate chips and sprinkle on the top. If you have the Lily's brand, which is sweetened with stevia, then by all means use those to make this a true Trim Healthy Mama 100% accurate recipe. For me, I do not have access to the Lily's brand. I could order them online, but they are quite pricey. So since I cannot be all 100% Trim Healthy Mama anyway, I go the cheaper route and I buy the organic dark chocolate chips from Kroger. Alright, so you stick these in the oven and you bake them for 15 minutes and then test them. It typically takes about 20 or 25 minutes in my oven. Once these are all done and they're out of the oven and they're cooled off enough for me to taste them, I'll bring you back and I'll show you what they look like. So here they are out of the oven and they're nice and cool. They've been sitting here for about an hour. It did take 22 minutes exactly for them to get done. And so I'm going to give them a cut and I'll show you what they look like. They're very, very, very moist brownies. They do have a very good texture. I'm going to go ahead and cut like cake size pieces because, let's be honest, everybody eats more than one brownie. And the nice thing about the Trim Healthy Mama plan is they don't tell you what your portion size is. You can determine that for yourself. So here they are. It's got a nice crumb. It raised very nicely. And I'm going to give this a taste. It's so good. Oh, it's so good. You guys really, really need to try this. It's gluten-free, pretty much sugar-free, not completely, but if you get the right kind of sugar blend, and if you can find either the unsweetened peanut flour or can get the stuff from Vitacost that is sweetened with stevia, oh, this is a keeper. This is a family favorite, and I highly recommend that you give them a try. Like I said, I will have my version of this recipe in the description box below, and if you want to try the original Trim Healthy Mama recipe, you'll have to find the book and give their version a try. Thanks so much for watching, friends. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we will talk to y'all later. I'm going to go sit down and eat my brownie. Bye, friends.